Okay, welcome to the Samurai What If. I guess this week kind of a Samurai Elseworld. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to taking what I've read from from the world of Smallville. We're going to do an Elseworld story where we take some characters from Ruby, throw them into the mythology I've just read, and see what happens, or what I think would happen. And here's it. I'm not going to use the main team, so I'm not going to use Team Ruby. So we take. This will be set after Clark's already been adopted and is already integrated into the family of Smallville, of the Kents. You know, Pa Kent, always being a reader of sci-fi stories, is reading Clark a science fiction story about this man fighting this green flame from Planet Stories. When suddenly this portal opens out of nowhere and 4 teens just like boom, 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 just drop out. They look like they've been through a battle. Luckily, they can speak English. They ask where they are, and suddenly the portal closes. And this is not Team Ruby, no, it's Team Juniper. So you have Jun, Priya, Nora, and Ren. But because they've somehow ended up twisting things a little bit, they also ended up picking up a dog with them. And that dog just happens to be Crypto, who, upon smelling a familiar scent, immediately flies and lands right next to a young Clark Kent. The baby, seeing the dog, immediately pets the dog, and the dog sits down and Nora just thinks this is like the most adorable thing ever, and it's just like gushing. And in general, it's probably like one of the cutest things he's ever seen. And he goes, Pacan goes, and just when I think things can't get any stranger. So he brings him into the house and explains what happens. Now, she would not, Ma Kent would not believe things, but Priya demonstrates her power of magnetism. She goes, okay, now I believe. Priya's like the only one who could demonstrate her powers, because you can't really show Nora's, and brains could cause some problems, and I don't think Jun really knows what his are at that point, so they're trying to figure out how they can explain to everyone what's going on. So they decide to come up with a story that these are distant relatives of Jonathan's that they just recently found out they had. So, Jun becomes a distant cousin, and these are his friends who are going to be staying with him for a while. Now, normally that's not something they would do, but Clark immediately takes to them just like they're his family, just right away. You see him crawling up on Nora's lap, just clapping, and just instantly, it could just be, Clark senses they're good people right away. It also helps that Clark reminds Jen of his young nephew, so it's right away. And these end up, of course, later on becoming heroes. Jen ends up actually taking on the mantle in this world since they have no way of returning home, he ends up taking the mantle and becoming the Silent Knight. If you guys know your history, the Silent Knight will be retconned to becoming a ancestor of one of the Kents. So Jun takes up that mantle. Priya also takes on heroic mantle as well. She actually ends up joining forces with Wonder Woman when she ends up coming. This is not Diana. This is a different Wonder Woman, and becomes the first Wonder Girl. Nora and Ren are also fighting crimes as the Invisible Fist and Miss Valkyrie. Not the most original names I know, but that's what they end up fighting. And they become kind of secondary heroes. People say they're kind of like the legacy to the JSA. Eventually, Clark becomes Superboy, and then he becomes inspired by his, surrogate older brother, starts fighting crime. And then that would later end up becoming his Silent Knight, as well as some of the others, becoming members of the Justice League alongside Superman. So what do you guys think? What do you think of my Elseworld What If of Ruby and Superman? Alright, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon for new, and hope you enjoyed this What If, Smallville, and Ruby. Alright, until next time, this is the American Samurai saying we'll see you next time right here on Bucky749. Comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon for new, and I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next time.